If you've ever tried to use Claude or any other AI to write your YouTube scripts and the output sounds a bit generic or robotic, it's not the AI's fault. It's just the way that most people are using it or prompting it. And so in this video, I'm going to show you the exact workflow that I use to get scripts that actually sound like me in under 15 minutes. And this works even better if you have ADHD. Okay, so before I show you anything on my screen, there's one thing you have to understand, because if you skip this part, the rest of the video is not really going to work as well. And the reason AI scripts sound like AI is because you're feeding it generic knowledge. You're asking Claude to write you a script, and Claude is pulling from every YouTube video on the internet, which basically means that the output is going to be average, and average is boring. So the fix is something called skills, right? You could think of them like guides or rule books. And the key thing is each skill does one job and one job only. The more focused the skill, the better the output. And we're going to create 3 of them in this video. So the first one is a tone of voice guide. That's just how I talk, my mannerisms, the way I want to come across on camera. The second one is a YouTube script writing guide. That's a combination of strategies from a bunch of YouTubers who have actually grown real channels. Plus, I added in there stuff that works specifically for ADHD brains, because, if you have ADHD, the learning curve on everything is already harder. So you need a system that accounts for that. The third one is a viral titles and thumbnails guide. That one is only focused on how to pull viral title ideas from your own content based on what real YouTubers have done, not AI making stuff up. And the other big thing is this: idea first, script second. Most people start with the script right away. That's backwards. A mid script on a great title will beat a great script on any mid title every single time. So we're going to find a title before we write a single word. I compiled a list of a ton of YouTube videos that specifically were meant for that specific skill. Okay, so if you want that skill that I'm using, the link is in the description. Once you have your Claude skills, you're going to go over to Claude. You're going to go over to settings, click on capabilities, and then go to skills, and again, click on customize. Once you're in here, you'll be able to see all the skills that you currently have. So again, you can create your own skill if you want, or you can use the one that I've already made. And all you have to do is click the plus icon, go over to create skill, and click upload a skill. And all you have to do is upload that file into Claude. Once you have it, it's going to be saved in there, and you can reference it across any project. So speaking of projects, here's a big tip. Make one project for your channel and run all of your videos inside that one project. The reason is Claude is going to remember the context way better from your other videos that you're writing these scripts for. So every new script gets a little bit more tailored to your channel over time, and it starts to remember exactly how you're writing things down. So the next thing I do is what I call a brain dump. All you have to do is open up Whisperflow or any voice to text tool that you use, and just talk for 10 or 15 minutes about whatever you want to make a good video on. Hey, how you doing, love mama? Let me whisper in your ear. I use Whisperflow specifically because it saves every recording you've ever done. So even after I paste one into Claude or ChatGPT, I can still reference it or pull it back up later for like another video or anything else. Which, quick side note, I'm actually building something specifically for content creators with ADHD. And I'm building this AI tool that has all these things all in one place. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description. Okay, so now you have your brain dump. And before we do anything else, we're going to extract viral title ideas from it. So the prompt looks like this, and you can write your own variation of this, but it's something like: use the viral title skill and analyze my brain dump, identify potential YouTube ideas and titles that could go viral based on what I'm talking about, right? And you don't have to mention viral all the time, but it's just what I put in there. So once you press enter, boom, you're going to get all of these ideas. And now just remember that these ideas are going to sound a lot better, and they're going to be tailored specifically for YouTube. And it's going to sound way better than you just asking Claude generically with no context, find ideas for me using this brain dump, because we have that viral title skill that we fed it. Okay, and this is where you want to take your time, right? And you can refine this. It doesn't mean the first output might be the best, but it usually helps me get ideas, and maybe I change 1 or 2 words from a title that make it like really powerful for me, and that's the one I end up choosing. So take your time, pick the title that you think is the strongest, and you're going to get better at this over time as you start noticing what kind of videos you actually click on yourself, and you're going to be able to select better title ideas. So for a tone of voice guide, what you're going to do is you're going to have to download the tone of voice generator skill that I've created for you already. The link is in the description. The tone of voice generator skill that I'm giving you guys is going to help you create your own tone of voice skill inside of Claude. So just be aware of that. It's not the one you're going to use for your actual tone of voice. So once you go into Claude, You upload it to Skill. Make sure you start a new chat. This could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be in your project file. If you already have YouTube scripts that you've written or anything that's a written format that sounds like you that you want to emulate, then you're going to paste all of those in there, and then you're going to ask Claude to help you generate a tone of voice, your personal tone of voice skill, using the tone of voice generator skill. Boom. Once you have that, make sure you save that skill as my tone of voice guide or something like that. That way you know that that's the guide and that's not the generator. And if you don't have YouTube videos or any written content, what I would do is I would go to YouTube. I would download this free plugin. It's a Chrome extension actually, that you can actually copy transcripts from videos. And I would find videos of creators that you've listened to that sound kind of like how you would sound if you were to start creating videos. And I'm sure that there are some that you watch and I'm like, yeah, I really resonate with this guy or this girl because they sound like me, or that's how I would do them. Once you have those transcripts, you're gonna paste it into Claude and you're gonna say the exact same prompt, and you're gonna have it generate a tone of voice guide for you that you're gonna save as a skill. And now you have your tone of voice guide. Now that you picked the title, we have to generate the script. So in the same project, with the same brain dump, we're gonna create this new prompt. Something like, using my brain dump, the YouTube script writing skill, and my tone of voice skill, write me a script for this title. And then you insert the title that you selected, right? And then you add like, make it 8 minutes long, or I want the duration to be 12 minutes, etc. You can change the length based on what you want. Some of my videos are 6 minutes, some are 12. Just tell it exactly what you want. And then one additional step you can do, something of a bonus, especially for educational based videos, is I like to add real research before I press enter. So I go to Perplexity and I run a deep research for something that supports the video. For example, if the video is about ADHD entrepreneurs, I'll ask Perplexity to find me real stats or stories of ADHD people who have built successful businesses, right? Make it specific. Ask for recent stuff, the last couple of years, whatever fits. Download that research as a PDF, drop it in your Claude project, and add one line to your prompt. Something like, also use the research PDF and insert any stats, stories, or examples wherever they'll add value to the script. Simple as that, right? Now you can press enter. All right, so I'm gonna have to give this disclaimer. The first script is not gonna be perfect. It's gonna be maybe 60, 75% of the way there. And some parts are gonna sound a little AI, some parts aren't gonna sound like you yet. And that's completely normal, especially when your tone of voice skill is still new and hasn't been refined, right? The whole point of this is you get the output, you get to review it, and then you start adding your revisions to it. What I would do is read the script out loud before you film. Because if a script doesn't sound like how you'd actually talk, you're probably gonna fumble it on camera. You're gonna lose your confidence, and also the delivery is gonna feel completely off. So I've learned that the hard way. Swap out the words that aren't yours, that don't feel like how you would say them. Rewrite sentences that feel stiff, and add a little bit of your personality back in it where you think it's missing. And all that work in the beginning is gonna pay off, because once you finish a script you're actually happy with, save that revised version back into your project files as an approved script, right? Then add one more line to your prompt going forward from here on out. Also reference my approved scripts in the project to match how I actually write, right? Something like that, or just to get inspiration from. The more approved scripts you feed it, the better Claude gets at sounding like you. It's gonna be a system that gets better every time you use it. And if this workflow helped you get a video out this week, please leave a comment and tell me what you made. I'd love to check out what you guys are cooking. That is it for today. I'll see you guys on the next one.